hello and welcome everybody to the Temple of Speed. Uh, Anti-stall racing. This race 7, race 4, Brazil. It's actually Italy. Monza, Temple of Speed, 50%, and it's absolutely bucketing down. However, some drivers look like they may very well be gambling on some of those inters. Interesting call. We are a few minutes and change into qualifying. I am Biggles. Hopefully, I'll be joined by Mr. Rum sometime soon. Stuck in a virtual world right now. Aware of the situation that's occurring outside the real world. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Chat world out there in the Twitch chat world, if you are listening. And hey, if you're not, what are you doing? So Lenzo currently at the moment is sitting purple, so the track is finding some sort of grip there, but that's the full wets. So definitely, a little bit of a twitchy moment, definitely for sure. Yeah, the second Lesmo. But kept the car pointing in the right direction, kept it out of the barriers too. That's going to be a one. I'm seeing the forecast as well for the qualifying session to be full qualifying session, to be absolutely bucketing down as well. So I don't expect that weather can change. And also, not to mention the race as well is full wet, or at least. So I guess that, but I do believe that the temperature that must have, that I think based on the running a lot of these Formula One races in the real world and in the world. As Lorenzo crosses the line now, gets that 130.1. Hear him in the next part of qualifying. Everybody will go through the next part of qualifying. So don't bin it, basically. 5, the car, fine. Is on. Let's have a look down to Tony. He is on the inters, and we get an idea of the struggling. When you see those puddles on the track in this game, that goes to really gives you that indication. You need to see this rain spray in the air. Quite nice that. It definitely improved the graphics. Some of the graphics have improved on this version. Rain spray, you can find it in the air. The rest of it looks pretty. The actual rain on the car looks cheap. Yeah, some of those puddles and things that could obviously be improved a little bit. Or the spray as well doesn't really have the same effect. Perhaps this is my graphics card. Good luck if I can find a graphics card. A rare emerald. Finding a rare emerald these days than you getting a graphics. Got a babble. And just going faster than the middle. It was 1/10 off previous quick. That's not bad. Certainly managing action out. I reckon in the 129s now. Really fast in these wet conditions. Ah. Not murder my voice. Guys, this is from vocal coach. Yes. Oh. All right. Oh, that's super quiet out there, guys. I'm gonna say hi. I'll end the stream right now. Say hi. We're doing car 13 at the moment, but that is out of rim. Out of. Have a Bolica or AK? Anyway, got a new. Depending on the field conditions, which you could see, some of these drivers are obviously laps guys, but they're just getting a practice against for this because Fort has not permanently damaged, so he. Yeah, basically at about 9. Crashed the car. That's the only thing only thing. But definitely getting practice. Because the are looking exactly this where the drivers don't practice one game. So chance right now, get practice in. Testing the absolute charisma. Playing his way down. No Dirasak. Speed. Hurry. And that's got to be that's tricky enough alone in dry conditions. I'd imagine how hard it is. I think Rumza only come back from his virtual reality into the real reality. Well, if I'm not mistaken
now. I did not realise I was muted. Sorry for the delay.
Yeah, that's okay, mate. How are you doing?
I'm doing alright, yeah. I got a new headset cable today. So I was just messing around with that and forgot I was on Do Not Disturb on Discord. So remember, guys, don't go on Do Not Disturb and go racing in VR.
You did tell me. You did remember as well. Race come up. It's okay. We got a full qualifying.
Yeah.
He didn't miss. I was a little on this.
I wouldn't miss the spiciest bit of qualifying, I'll give you that.
Yeah, no, mate. It's, well, are you in the session?
I'm just joining in a moment.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, so you get an idea of how... Can we turn up the mic volumes? Okay, we'll do. Thank you very much for that, KB. I was messing around with some settings the other day, so... That's a little bit better now. Should be.
Do I see what I believe I see on this circuit right now?
What's that, sir?
A splish, a splash, a spot of rain.
It's a light shower, my friend. Just a few drops.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
I will tell you, something interesting about this game, I re-downloaded it the other day to do a race last minute notice, and there was wet weather at the end of it. It was at Austria. And I had no rain on my screen.
Oh.
So...
Wow.
It could happen in a race to anyone. Be warned.
I
if
guess
the car suddenly starts to feel slipping.
The level, but that wasn't level graphics or anything, right? It's just a bug, I guess.
No, I was on the same settings as ever. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
One of those game bugs. But that's a benefit then, isn't it? Or not?
I mean, you can't see it, so it doesn't mess with your head in that way. But you know, if you slip, you really slip. So it was alright though.
It can play psychological games because you're going to be driving thinking, oh, it's dry, even though it's wet.
Yeah.
Is that levels out there better, KB? Please let me know. So yeah, for the whole qualifying session on my telemetry and the race, this is the same weather we're going to get. So I don't think we're going to get any dry. Thank you very much, KB. I don't think we're going to see any dry tire compounds at all today. Oh, for a second, it looked like it was off. Hasn't.
It has stayed on. I will tell you, Jimi Hendrix was the man who won that race that I was on about at Austria. So he is a wet weather connoisseur.
Nice.
So expect big things from him. Not to root him up too much and curse him. We know I do have a habit of it, but he is a fast man.
My teamie, we raced in Austria on Sunday. I crashed out, but it was late. It was changeable conditions. And late changeable conditions, and then when I got a chance to engineering, I helped him. I was like, okay, well, let's get Williams on the podium. And we did. By taking advantage of pitting a little bit earlier than the other guys, because I said, under a safety car box because of the rain and 5, and then, you should be able to take it easy under the safety car, of course, in slippery conditions, which you did. And then, obviously, everybody had to go around again and box. Bang, got past most of those drivers. So that's how you take that advantage by just getting in that little bit earlier. It's a gamble, of course. But under virtual safety car or a safety car, you're going a lot slower, so it's a lot easier to manage those inter tires when it's still dry.
Yeah, I would say as well, something I did notice, Tony set his original fastest lap on the inters. He's now changed it to wets on his fastest, and he has improved significantly, but a bold move from him in what seems to be a
there's
wet time.
Goraz.
Oh,
Just caught him, and that was a bold move into the wall.
ooh.
And he is out. That's the first Lesmo.
Someone's GPS isn't working today.
I got a replay of that one, I think, if my replay system's working, but that, is he... He's completely crashed out. Exactly. Now
Yeah,
that's
he's,
interesting. So does he go? I don't think you don't go to the next part of qualifying. I don't think. Now.
No, he's DNF.
Yeah,
he's
I
out.
said all the drivers would go through as long as you don't DNF.
As Norch goes off wide. I was about to say we could watch Norch's perspective to see that area, but he's gone wide.
I got a replay for you. I think the replay's working.
Ah,
there it
good
is,
stuff.
right there. I think I caught it right at the end, but damn it.
Whoa. That is a big...
Second Lesmo for sure, I think it was.
yeah.
First Lesmo, I mean. This must have got the rear end out. I was right at the end of it. I don't know why the replay didn't say.
That is
So I'm not usually
unfortunate
broadcasting for ASR. So usually, Geza, he's usually broadcasting it. So I got old broadcast tool I'm using. Not
stuff. So Jimi Hendrix is retired.
yeah, a few other drivers I think are just retiring in the pits. I guess they've had enough of the wet weather, or maybe saving the tires, because if it's a full qualifying session and race, how many wet weather tires do you get?
That is a good question, actually. I've never quite tested that one out, but I think you get, it's either 5 or 6 wet tyres, I think.
Like overall, like inters and wets, or like maybe you guys
Actually,
out there, KB can probably give it that. But he forgot it
Yeah.
was a full quality, so he went out again to get a better time. He didn't need to. Yeah, maybe you'll let us know, guys. 2 wets for quali. That's it total? Wow, for 3 qualifying sessions. Okay.
Wait, is it 5 tyres total, then 3 inters, or?
I don't know. He's just saying 2 wet for quali. Yeah, 1 reserve for race. So full wet, you have 2. Wow,
okay.
That's not a lot of tires. Considering
That
you're
is
gonna
not.
have to be doing, that's going to be interesting. So I wonder how the wear's going to work on that during the race, especially only 1 set of wet tires to go all the way. You don't have to make a pit stop.
Here's what I'm thinking. Q1, Q2, first set of wets. Q3, third set of wets, and maybe inters if you're feeling really ambitious. Because once you've made it into that top 10, I feel like lap 1's going to be a bit of a sparring match, and you're going to be wanting to look late game, so...
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right too, isn't it? Because people are going to be trying to spot their braking point into that turn 1, which is hard enough in the dry. You're like doing it in the wet, and if you lock up, bang, you're going to be slipping and sliding straight into another car, and there's no assists this league as well, so it's big boys. Don't get no anti-lock brakes. But then again, I guess that's what the really good thing is. That's why I think you're seeing too, a lot of the drivers are putting a lot of practice laps in, because as I was saying just before you came in, like, how often do you practice races on full wet conditions?
When it rains.
Yeah, when it rains. So the drivers don't do it, so they're really treating this like a practice session at this point.
Yeah, true.
First session, that is, of course. Second one's going to get a little bit more down to the business end. Although, once again, it's just a matter of getting through, isn't it? Because it doesn't matter about the tyres that you're going to be started on, because they're going to be wets or enters.
Yeah, I was going to say I could give some ideas of where they should be braking, because I was actually on the R01 at Monza in VR. That was what was actually delaying me. I was on that. So I know roughly the braking zone should be in theory, but in the wet we'll see it reduced by, or increased I should say, by about 100 meters maybe.
Ooh! There's Notch almost up.
Ooh.
Oh, lucky to save it.
As I say, 100 meters, he's taken out the board for it.
Yep, lucky they'll get it replaced, I think, in the next part of qualifying.
Fingers crossed.
Is that replay working again? There it is. No, that replay worked. Yeah, I don't know. It just looked like, I don't know, he put on the power, right?
He literally, because of how this car, or because of how this game detects it, when the left tyres go over that curb, then the floor is being treated as a separate element. So when he is on the curb, it's bouncing up and down, so it means he's got a loss of traction.
Ah,
So because he went too far over, then not just the tyres are losing traction, the entire car's lost it, really. So you've got to be really careful on the throttle. It's going to be a challenge to try and be smooth.
fair enough. And I've actually noticed too on this track and in this version of the game that because the low floor ride height, that you get stuck on those curbs too, on the chicanes. You can get bogged per se. The cars like rear wheels aren't touching the track, therefore you can't move.
Yeah.
I've seen that at times in this. I think even at Italy was so maybe that round 2, first part of qualifying session. So we will lose. We're actually going to lose 2 of those drivers. So I think Hort must have, or Mr. Gores must have permanently damaged.
I think both of them DNF.
Yeah. I'm not seeing anything in the telemetry, but we do know one of them did because we had the replay. I'm still wondering
Something
why
interesting about that, I would say. Essentially, these drivers, if they really wanted to be cheeky, they could set about 1 lap in Q2 and then just sit in the pits the entire time. It would be a very boring session, I will grant you that. But they could do this because there are only 2 drivers who will get eliminated, provided nobody else crashes.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right. Good opportunity here for some of these drivers that maybe aren't as quick in the dry to try to seize that opportunity. Perfect timing as well. It's about the qualifying advantages that you can have, which is risky, but in the qualifying too, usually when it's dries and wets, or if the qualifying session is wet per se, right? And the race is dry, well, you don't use the fastest time you set on the wets, won't matter for the fastest times you start the race on. And the tyres you'll start the race on. Then you can start the race on any tyres. Fantastic advantage. But in this case, it's going to be a wet race anyway, so there's no real... It has happened before. You got to get inside that top 10, obviously.
You get to pick which wet tyre you want. Do you want wet tyre number 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah, we have the C3, the C4, the C5 wet tyres this evening. They're all about 3 seconds a lap slower than softs.
So, by the looks of it, we're already seeing the Mercedes go out and a Red Bull. Red Bull have beaten Mercedes out of a pit lane by the look of it. There's an Alpha going out as well. The Alpha's beaten the Red Bull, actually. The Red Bull guy's just standing there like an idiot. Oh, both Red Bulls have just gone out now. So we've got a few guys going out, getting their laps in. I think our first guy will be Starolav.
Yeah, Starolav, I think.
Starolav.
I'm just on board with the Merc of Lorenzo that's just behind. I want to kind of see how much spray that he's going to get following that car, but too far away at this point. Plus, it's my graphics, I think, that doesn't demonstrate the spray as well as what it should be. As I was saying before too, Ram, that finding chances of trying to find a graphics card to buy at the moment is you got better chances of finding rare emeralds.
True that, true that.
Until I can get that, I can't improve the graphics for you guys out there because everything is maxed. There's a couple more settings that requires. But anyway, Verstappening's joined. What's happening, Verstappening?
Well, he's not going to be in the Red Bull, so where will he go is the real question. Has he been demoted to AlphaTauri? I think they've already got seats.
True. Who knows? Let's
so
go Starov.
Drivers
I think. Yeah. So we'll go on board Starov as he's about to get ready for his flying lap. And Rum, you as a driver, can then give us a lap guide of Monza in full wet conditions.
All right, well, let's see how I can do. Let's see here how Starolov can do. Fingers crossed it goes together. So coming out to the final corner, they've renamed it recently. I don't know what they've renamed it to offhand, but Parabolic, that's a new name. So we come across the start-finish straight. You pick up DRS there, but you don't at the moment. So he's just going to be belting it down. Normally you'd get your brake bar set a little bit higher. This game, probably not 100 meter, but it's still braking there. So it's not too wet at the moment. Take the inside curb. Take a little bit of the inside curb as well on the exit if you really want. Outside curb you don't really want to touch because it will lose you traction and you get a good runaway there. Looks like he did bog down a little bit, so it will cost him some time. You want to hug the inside here, but not tap that curb in wet because you will spin. Go out wide here, come back in tight, get 100-meter board, break down, third gear inside there, just miss the sausage on the right there and come out on the left, good exit. Just clipping the exit there, 50-meter board you want to be braking roughly around there, get on the exit curb there, nice. Coming around here, 2 gears down, 3 gears down maybe even, as he goes to the back DRS.
None.
And it will be going up to, yeah.
Ascari now is going to be scary, right? Here we go.
Ascari, that's it. A scary corner, I will give you that, in this conditions. So he's going to be very careful going over those. You can see half throttle. If you go any more, you will spin. Even on a good lap, you're going to spin there if you're not careful. So he gets through there, navigated it nice and smooth. Coming up to the final corner now. 1 to go, 50-meter board, braking down, 4th gear. Can he get the traction? It looks like he's struggling a little bit, goes slightly wide with understeer, but he gets it planted. And can he get it to the line? And it will be a 1:30.954 to beginners. Can Lorenzo beat it? Yes, he can by a second.
Yeah, it's kind of if. It's a matter of when, not if. Lorenzo could beat that time. But it was a fantastic lap. 129 is what they did just towards the end of that last qualifying session. So they're already into the 129s now. I guess with all that
Vilhont as
practice.
well, unable to respond. He's a second down on Lorenzo, so they won't be happy about that at the Red Bull garage.
They look like they're doing. I'd have to say. I mean, these are some of the best drivers in the world. They look like they're doing a fantastic job because I'm not seeing massive lockups. There is no assists. But they, don't traction control and all that jazz. So they're, it's difficult enough to spot those brakes in the dry, and they're doing pretty good. Although, this is not a massive lockup track as opposed to some of the others. Singapore and
well,
stuff.
yeah, I think you do have a fair few higher speed corners around here. At least you don't have kind of second gear all the corners, so that's quite nice. But yeah, it is still a tricky one, especially in the rain. Some of the curbs at Monza will kill you. Especially because you're going to be going over them at a faster speed, and Verstappening is no longer Verstappening. He's realised Lewis is a bit too quick for him, and he's decided, no thank you, turn 1 is not for me today.
Yeah, I don't know if you would answer in the commentator chat channel because I'm streaming. Patrick is asking who's streaming. It's me. I can't change the title, Patrick. I don't know. Can Rum, if you're a mod, update that because we know that the title is wrong.
Yeah, this is... We may be going to Brazil, but we're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
We're at Monza still, in Italy.
If somebody has mod powers, please do update that. Give Rum some mod powers too, so he could do it in the future. In helping out this season for Anti-Stall Racing, a little bit more free time. Well, we're really not running leagues and stuff like that as much anymore. Other leagues. Most leagues are actually suspended at the moment. So I do, 15, 16 a week, and I'm down to about 2 to 3 a week now. Give me a lot more free time. I'm going to learn how to ride a horse, actually. Neighbor has a horse.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, I got to do something. It's dry season coming in here now, so it's not raining every day. I can actually get outside and do things.
It's another time you can say it's not your first rodeo at something. So, one more to tick off the list.
Yep.
As Norch spins it out of... Is that Ascari?
Yes, it is. But it looks like he kept it out of the wall, so good on him for that. McLaren driver. But yeah, one of those
it looks
first
like he
victims.
just lost traction.
Oh, yeah, usually they go to the left or to the right. Usually sometimes it's the left out of turn 10. Last turn of Viscari. Then bang. Hey, Lorenzo. Can you, oh no, if you're a moderator to update the title of... Wrong.
So I would say at the moment, Accusive has apparently set a purple sector 1.
It's the game. But it's damn close.
Ah.
It's 66.9. He did a 66.9. Sorry, see, all the sixes and nines. Yeah. He did a 97, 69, believe it or not, was the fastest. So it's right on the money. This is make or break. He could easily go purple.
We'll have to see where he gets here. It says purple. Is it purple?
No, it's not.
Damn.
I don't know why it does that. The telemetry is accurate, but the game isn't. But it's close. Whoa. It's on the money.
That was a good save.
It's
And kept it within the lines.
It's 2 tenths down now off that provisional pole there. Well, of Lenzo's first time. He's not pole yet.
I must admit, 2 temps off is still not bad, but that still puts him P2, so we'll have to see what he can do through the final corner of Parabolica. Can he get a good exit? Looks like he's not struggling too much from understeer, but he doesn't get that drive that he would be wanting to get there. Gets it across the line, and it is a 129.7, so 3 temps back on Lorenzo, but bridging that gap between himself, well, between Lorenzo and Cryers, and just saying, hey, how you doing, guys?
Oh, KB said he's doing the title through Streamlabs. It doesn't work. Not for me, anyway. Every time I've set a title through
you have
Streamlabs,
to have
it won't do it.
permissions.
Oh, okay. That's probably the reason. I need to mess with it.
It may say it's updated for you, but if you don't have the moderator permissions for the channel, then you can't.
Yep, cool. I'd have to refresh it anyway, but it's okay. It's done. It's good for everybody. I'm happy.
It is.
I bought Tony. You get to set a time there. The Alpha.
Oh.
Sorry. This is the same track, so you know you want to be showing off around here to your Tifosi fans that are not many of them out there that do have umbrellas. Some of them do. Get your umbrella. Or you can go see Mr. Rum up in the commentary box. He's selling them. That's a sub for an umbrella. I believe that's what it is, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, nothing is better than a wooden handled umbrella.
That's true.
Just get that lovely sleek look to it, and yeah.
And
Tony goes P5.
Right on the money. Build it. Read my mind. So, how's the...
Almost beats Vilhont.
Sorry?
I was going to say, he almost beats Vilhont. He's within a tenth of him, so...
Yeah, let me show the gap to the leader there so you guys can get an idea of those times starting to come down there. Obviously, Notch making an error, and Andy must have made a big error there for the Ferrari and not out there. Times in, so it's not their competitive time yet. But everybody else... leads down to outer rim there at 1.6 is pretty good times considering the fact that you are on a wet weather track. Those gaps will be a lot more than they would be on the dry. See right now Tony's running out of fuel, so he's going to go back to the pits after that lap. Back down to the McLaren there of Notch. He's to be in a little bit more of a top-notch form if he wants to see the next part of qualifying, right?
Well, I would say so, and it looks like he's definitely flying on this lap. He's improved by at least 1.7 seconds by the look of it. And he goes 2 seconds faster. It's not enough to promote him up in position, but it does show that he's got at least more pace than he was showing on the previous couple laps. Can he do any more with the car? Who knows? He's still got a little bit of fuel, but he is retreating off a bit. So I don't know whether he's doing another flyer. Doesn't look like it at the moment.
It's really weird, too, how it shows you that graphic. Somebody told me about it the other day, because I'm not used to using this telemetry graphic up there, and I'm not a driver much. And I saw the little arrow there next to the fuel one, and I'm like, why is that showing up red? And they're like, oh, it's because your teammates in the pits. I'm like, well, there are 2 pit garages. So, Elusive, did he crash? No,
he's just pit lane retired.
I was kind of wondering why it shows that. Obviously, it's just a default thing that shows the race more than anything. Because, yeah, your teammates in the pits, so you can't box at the same time. But during qualifying, have your own garage. Unless you're Haas and you have to share one.
Well, I will say it would be a cruel irony now if the Inters were to become the tyre of choice somehow within the last 2 minutes and Accusive suddenly drops down to P12.
It would be nice, but I believe... I don't think it's on dynamic weather. I think this is fixed weather. Can you guys confirm that out there, please? Because... yeah, my telemetry is that I have that's really good for the weather report stuff isn't changing at all. In the future's changing. I've even got percentages of rain. It tells me 94, 93, 93, 94, 94. All the forecasts.
KB's gone on to the Inters in the pits.
So yeah, maybe they're just getting oh, he's not out yet. That's a gamble. It's not a bad gamble if you can keep it out of the wall. That's the only problem. Well, sorry, if you could prevent those walls from hitting you.
Oh, is he going out? He's going out.
Do it?
I think we're going to have to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I'll commit to outer rim for a second. He's going to cross the line and see if he's going to improve on his time.
As Norch looks to have DNF'd, I'm not sure what happened there. His car's still running.
Like a pit lane retirement or maybe just a disconnection or something. So outer rim, once he crosses the line, we're going to switch over to the Inter driver and see how...
So KB has just cut the first chicane. Good driving.
He's on outlap.
True.
That's the reason why that yellow is flashing, as outer rim goes down the main straight. Will he improve on his time? He will. He'll go to P5 just ahead of his teammate. So we'll go back to KB. There's a chat before.
Looks like he is struggling a bit. Verstappening has reappeared, so that's going to give everyone a fright.
Oh, miss our
that was
commentating,
still-
Rom. Miss our commentating. Times are going to be coming thick and fast. We've got plenty of time to another qualifying session and then a race.
Oh man, we need some changing conditions though, you know?
Yeah.
We need some just last 5 laps onto the soft tyre, just belt it down.
We don't
just
know
start
if it
closing
is,
gap.
but I do think. I mean, I do apologise for not knowing because I am in multiple leagues. But it's very hard to think of everybody's rules and regulations and stuff. But I do think it's set. I do believe that they look at the actual set from the forecast of what the real world scenario is. There's KB warming up those tyres. Got to get him ready for his flying lap now.
Alright, let's see. Through Parabolica. Does he go for the long exit or the short exit? He's going for a short exit, so he's not trying to maximise top speed. Doesn't have much traction, I will say. We'll have to see at turn 1. Does he brake early? Does he brake late? Does he lock up? This will be the deciding factor, possibly going into Q3. Will the drivers even attempt the inters? And I'm going to say no.
Ooh, little lock up on the right. Little lock up, but it's okay.
It looks like he did have to brake a bit early there, and he's a bit slow on the traction. The car isn't quite giving him the grip he wants. I think he's definitely trying to see what it can do, but yeah, he's backed off.
Yeah, he said he did this for us, actually, for you, Rum. Up there.
Oh.
He did it for you. He wanted to put the theory there, test it whether or not the inters are worthwhile yet, but obviously they're not at this point. But he's okay. He's in 8th with 40 seconds to go qualifying. So the only people on the bubble right now, obviously, are Andy and Misty. Well, Misty's safe. So really, Andy's the one that's got to get on with it because Notch is out. Well, Notch. Yeah, definitely out because he can't improve. Obviously.
Notch is definitely going to be out, yeah.
KB's just spinning up the tires like crazy at the moment. Don't burn through your inters, my friend, because if it is changeable conditions, you might need those inters later. Yeah, we haven't got the confirmation on that. But I am seeing full wet weather race. Go to the McLaren. Now Misty's on with it. And he's got to be on with it because he has no time left. 2 seconds, checkered flag is out. Now
Misty's not going to get his next lap in, but he is improving. I don't think it's enough, though.
He's 29.1 first sector. 28.6 was the fastest. So you get an idea at the moment. He's currently about 3 tenths down currently on. That's okay. He needs to get within second. Definitely be safe.
Andy unable to improve, so Andy will be knocked out of qualifying. KB is he DNF?
Yeah. KB.
It shows his car on track for me.
Safe. Oh. I don't see it.
It was backwards as well, so I don't know whether...
Probably a telemetry glitch, maybe. Touch wood. Misty's going to improve. By how much?
He's just said, I am stupid.
Oh. Yeah. Didn't crash, did he, KB?
Ascaria scared him. And he went for a tumble, went for a fall, and he is out of qualifying by the look of it.
Oh. As Mr. Striker say, come on, Ferrari. Oh, we have one of them in there, Jim Hendricks. The other one, unfortunately, is not going to see the next part of qualifying.
So the question is, will Andy actually get through? Because 2 drivers have been eliminated due to DNFs. I don't believe he gets through, though.
Right.
No.
No, yeah. Yep.
He's still...
Andy doesn't, no. But KB doesn't either.
So we've got a 9-driver Q3.
That was the gamble. And unfortunately didn't pay off there, KB. You've now blown a shot at the top 10 shootout, or top 9 shootout now. But yeah, you did it for us, KB, so... We'll give you a point for that.
He's done a big brain play. See, by getting out in Q2 in P10, he gets free tyre choice in the race.
But it's going to be inters or wets.
Minor details. Minor details.
Yeah, minor details. I like it. Note to self, never test anything wrong, says again. Yeah, KB, could you confirm whether or not the weather is fixed? Because we're still that question out there. Fuck on.
Yeah, we hope it isn't. Or at least I hope it isn't. I'd love to see some changeable weather, but if not, we do vibe with it. They say the rain is the great equalizer. Wouldn't get a free tire because I'm 10th. Oh, that is actually true. But you never know. You never know with this game. Maybe it would. Maybe you wake up in the morning and it says, "Here is your tire, sir."
Maybe you wake up in the morning and the game works. Anyway, let's touch
Nah.
wood. It'll be okay today. So you said you were doing AC before with the VR?
I was doing iRacing most
Oh,
recently,
iRacing.
but I did also do some AC.
And yeah,
So
and it was good. Was it? Like a lot of fun?
it's really fun. I got a Reverb G2 recently.
What?
So the sharpest screen on the market for a price point.
Never heard of it.
Pretty nice. Yeah. It's by HP. It's like £500. So it's a tiny bit more than a Quest 2, which was what I was running before, but I think the quality bump is definitely a nice change.
And
And
obviously,
yeah.
you're still using your rig, your setup, and stuff like that for your racing. So, is it just help you just while you're tilting your head, really more than anything, while you're looking around?
Well, I mean, it's like it gives you that kind of depth perception, you know? Like it's hard to explain in some regards, but it's like the consistency improves because when you're looking from a T-cam view or something, let's say, then in T-cam you can only see so much and you're above the car. You don't feel like you're one with the car. So if something happens, there's not that kind of instinctive response with it. There's a slight delay and it's kind of mechanical response, if that makes sense.
Ah,
But when you're immersed in it and you kind of get into that zone of it in that sense, it's like, yeah, you can just react a lot faster. And I found that definitely checks out. I did a race at Magello a few weeks back and recovered quite the tank slapper. So I was really
and
proud of that one.
because I've done a VR once, like back before quarantine when you could actually go. There was a mall that had a whole rig set up with all the full cockpits, and they had the VR. They had the screen of the VR. I did obviously the VR options. Damn, I want to try this. Yeah, but I don't think they were the top-notch one I'm talking about. But still, it was pretty good. I did enjoy it. That was
Yeah.
car tracks and stuff that are iRacing. Yeah, it
Well,
was
something
definitely good.
interesting with iRacing, I would just say. I don't know whether you've heard, but Mercedes have made a partnership with iRacing recently.
Ooh,
So the
really?
W12 and W13 will be featured in iRacing. So keep an eye out
I
for
would have hoped
that.
it would have been something else like along the line saying that on Media Liberty Group have done a deal with iRacing. Like, yes,
Oh,
no
we
more
wish.
Codys. No, they've signed a contract, I think, for a few. I'll stop. Then,
Yeah.
however, I do think that the majority of the latest bugs are also related to server issues. Steam, it is a peer game, but they still have to connect to Steam. So obviously, you disconnect from Steam, you're out of the game. So, yeah, and that's what I've heard with some kind of information from my person on it. They can't tell you all the stuff because it's not allowed to information. But is something to do with some issues with Steam as well. So they can't say that, obviously. Statement. They don't want to get on the wrong side of Steam when they blame games.
Yeah.
But, obviously it's still a lot of their issues they have to resolve because it's their connection. Absolutely can't. But it is definitely related to that. And that also makes you think, well, now that EA own the game, would EA do it on their own servers? They have their own. Yeah, and they might not have to use. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that's kind of bugged me, and it's such a small thing, is just when you're in menus. It seems like my GPU is used more in menus than in the actual game at times.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, it will just put your GPU down to the ground and just say, hey, I need all your resources to render this white background with a few stripes down it.
yeah,
And if you
that
notice,
clearly seems like it's one of those glitches. A glitch that's
yeah,
like a memory leak or something like that they haven't fixed. They will probably. They're going to
Well,
focus
the
on
thing-
fixing the other things first, like split screen multiplayer that nobody uses, things like that.
True. I think the thing with that is that gets me the most though is the fact that it was fine last year. But then this year it seems to be the issue on it. So I don't know what's changed on that. I think personally it should just be a video that plays in the background. Screw trying to
yeah.
render something in the menu. Just, I want the most basic, just do the job. You can make pretty images on it, so long as they don't use my GPU every second to process it. I like
maybe
my
they're
GPU
using your
cool.
GPS, running a script in the background. You use your GPU to do some like microtransaction stock exchange stuff. Maybe that's
Ah,
what
they're
they're doing.
mining crypto.
Yeah,
They're
so
mining
exactly.
Dogecoin on
Mining
my
and encrypting.
GPU.
That's what they're doing, and they're like, yeah, hey, they're cashing in on everybody out there, everybody's computers.
They've got a new coin, Cody coin.
Cody coin.
Yeah, it
you
releases
never know, right?
half of the currency releases 2 months after the release of it.
You spend 60 quid or whatever on the game, 50 quid on the game, and then top of it, they're making like 100 quid a month off you.
Yeah.
5 or 10. Anyway, we can't accuse him of not doing that because I'm sure we would have heard about that. Hendricks right now in the Ferrari, and there was your Ferrari out there. It's Mr. Striker. You can see go Ferrari. Well, here is the Ferrari, the sole remaining Ferrari here in Italy. For the 50,000 stoking Tifosi fans. CF car 79. Did a nice hot lap there. Banker in. Won't be the quickest, but it'll certainly put him up the business end timetable.
So it's a 130.7. I would say Lorenzo at the moment, almost a second faster than Accused.
Going faster again now too. Go on board with Eddie's driver.
He's just stretching his legs, you know. He's just saying, "Hey, I'm here. I'm ready to say that I'm a second faster than all of you."
Yeah,
And,
he's
Accused will be
basically.
having none of it.
Oh, there's Occlusive, so he waited for the very last minute to go past there. He's basically
Acclusive,
saying, you know, Yano, all the other esports guys, look, I do this for fun. And I'm probably quicker than you. Probably most likely is quicker than him. Wants to have fun. There it is. Ooh, that third sector cost him, I think, that traffic. But he did basically stay behind him, so I think he was trying to use the toe, pulled off a little bit. Actually did get the fastest third sector. Apologies, took a little bit to update. But he's in the 128.7s. So that's the first 28s today we've seen.
Yeah. Lorenzo double 28 on the lap time, I think. It was a 128.8 or 128.9 to begin with, was it? So he's improved a little bit on that. But, yeah. So whether Accused is going to be able to challenge.
Do you lock that in? You know, like close the vault, seal it, and then that's it for the rest of the qualifying session. Save the tires. Once again, we don't know. Oh, we know that they're going to have to be starting on the tires, and then they only have one for the race that was confirmed out now. Obviously, they don't chew two. But I'll tell you what, right now, I'm on board with Tony. His front left tire in these wets is at 11%.
Oh. Well, I will tell you something interesting as well. Lorenzo has only just got a red flashing light for his fuel.
Oh, he might go again.
So,
he's invalidated that next lap, but he could go after this.
I don't think he'll go again this time, but it does say something about the fact that his tyres are 2 laps old. And he did a faster run than everybody else. Will people be trying a little bit higher fuel loads and seeing whether that can add some balance to the car potentially?
For a longer run, I would say for sure. Because, you know, once you've got that first lap in underneath your belt, and you go, okay, now I made a mistake here and I know I can improve here, and you back out, you do it again, rather than going back in the pits there, and then you have a break, you're constantly lost. You go back out, do it again, warm up. It's better to do as many as you can, I think, back to back.
Yeah. Well, I'd say as well, the second lap is going to be where the tyres are the warmest. Because your first lap, they're not going to be able to get quite the temperature that you'd want. The first lap you can use to essentially abuse the tyres a little, get them over the temperature you want them, and then over the next lap it will cool them down a little bit if you drive it properly. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing. As Misty currently improving on his lap, he's going through Parabolica now.
On board with the
McLaren quite wide.
That's camera angle there.
But it's not invalidated. And he has gone into pits.
Oh, yeah, he was improving on his time. I guess he just felt that wasn't enough. Because he was setting greens.
He seems to go wide. So maybe he's got a issue with rear wing stability, which would make sense because it would make him go slightly wide to try and avoid oversteer on it. But,
certainly hope that these drivers would have got that forecast and said, look, wet weather. So they would have tweaked their cars in Parc Ferme. What are the usual things you do at rum? It's going to be a full wet race or a wet race. What would you tweak on your car from that up?
I mean, if I'm being honest, the main thing is rear wing stability for me. everything else about the
increase the rear
setup.
wing? Is that what you'd be doing? Like putting more notches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you've got that rear end stability on the car, then you can just push it through. And in the wet conditions especially, if you can push it through a corner faster than somebody else, that's where you're going to gain the most time. On a straight line, you're going to be pretty much equalized on it, really. I mean, slipstream's going to be the big thing there, but slipstream isn't that powerful on this, so if you can gain time on the last corner or something, let's say, and you get right behind the next car, the slipstream will still play an effect on that, but it's the cornering speed that you have that's going to give you the huge advantage on it. But there are other factors in the setups that will impact it. I think differential should be one, but I have seen some of the pros been using it at 100% on throttle diff. So I don't know whether that's a bit broken at the moment, but yeah. Brake bias is another one to look at. You'd want to reduce that usually so that you get less chance of a lockup, but don't want to reduce it too much in this game.
And on top of that as well, tire pressures? That must be very important. So it's the 4 things that connect the car to the track.
Tire pressures, I don't know if I've ever changed, to be honest. I think if you've got good tire pressures on your main tire that you want to be using, unless you've got full wet across the board like this, I don't see you changing the tire pressures 9 times out of 10. Especially on this where the tire pressures seem to be a bit more, at least in my experience, a bit more unpredictable. It seems to be like you switch them on option.
In the game, how that's not so important, where in the real world scenario, tire pressure is the most important thing. Anything else in the car. Especially like, if you've ever seen Top Gear, all the drivers used to do the driving around the track, big and stuff like that. They used to, the old Top Gear shows, they had that, they'd put all the Formula 1 drivers and stuff like that in
Star in a reasonably priced car.
Sorry?
Star in a reasonably priced car.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And what all the drivers that asked, most of them, F1 drivers, are like, can we change the tire? Can we tweak the tire pressures?
Yeah.
That was one of the main things that they wanted to do. Of course, they were that because they knew that they were massively same car, and that's the same thing in this. That these are all the same performance cars, they just have different levels. So setup is usually running an absolute no back rear wing. You mentioned a lot thinner than what you can visually see right now with Star off. I don't think the game actually does change the rear, larger or small, like a Monaco rear wing or a Italy rear wing.
I would say something that I really hope Cody's add in the next couple of years is the rear and front wing changes, the car kind of balance changes, just those things that make the car look like it's got a different setup. If they do that, it will just be beautiful to look at, I think. Because then you see, like, some guys are going to be running low rear downforce, some guys are going to be running it a bit higher, some guys are going to get that front end, a low front end or something.
True, that would be good.
It would be something lovely to see.
With the new 2022 cars, obviously, I mean, everybody loves the way new cars look. Whether the performance is going to be as good, I don't know. It'll be a lot slower, obviously, but hopefully it'll do what it's trying to do, to make more overtaking. Cars will be slower because, really, at the end of the day, I mean, all these cars look ugly with some parts of attached to them and stuff, especially like in the middle side pod area in these cars this year. Like, it looks like this confusing antenna situation, isn't it? Bits and pieces all over the place. It's horribly looking, but it gives the car a lot of performance like that. That's why they're ugly. If it's ugly, it's quick. As Lorenzo does go quickest. Sorry, we're talking too much about that one.
He's improved his time, though. The tiniest bit there. That is by 6 thousandths.
The Red Bull at the moment, he's improving on his time, 28.9. So this is going to be a front row potential if he could bring it home. I don't think he's going to steal away from Lorenzo, though. This time's just on another planet. Now you're going to be looking at trying to steal this.
I think Vilhon may be giving Slipstream to Kryes. Because Kryes did set a purple sector 2 potentially, although that could be another glitch. Yeah,
no, it's 4/10 down on the middle sector. So
maybe they've both backed off then.
But he's trying to get, he's backed off big time. So that's it. I think he's going to settle for that P3. Yep. And that's it for the qualifying. I don't see anybody else improving now.
We've got a few cars bunched up. I don't know whether any of those... Is Jimi Hendrix getting anything? I think he's... He's
Yeah,
on
but
a
they
lap,
can't
but
start
it
another
seems to be
lap.
frozen.
Can't start another lap. Moment, Misty's stuck behind Tony. Tony
Oh,
is...
has he finished his final lap?
Yeah, they have.
Ah.
So that's it. They're just basically just filling at the moment. They're waving, changing telephone numbers, taking Instagram pictures of each other while they're driving the car, then bring it back to the pit lane. So that'll be it. Lorenzo, Cursive, and Prize. Problems. Outer rim. Tara. And then this man we're on board with, Mr. To grab a drink. Luck from KB out there, he says. Good luck to you, KB. Don't go the Inters.
Yeah, good luck to everyone. Oh, no, I recommend the Inters. I'd say 100%. Inters off the line, just blast it through turn 1. Chicane, schmicane, you know. Who needs them?
Read through our qualifying results for the top 10.
Alright, so in P1 we have Lorenzo with a 128.771. Behind him, Accusive in P2, Cries in P3, Tony in P4 for the AlphaTauri, Vilhont in P5, followed by Jimi Hendrix in the Ferrari in P6, followed by Outer Rim in P7, Starlov, yes, in P8, followed by Misty rounding it out in P9 in the McLaren. And that will be your grid for the race, followed by the other drivers who have been eliminated already.
Yeah,
Stick around.
15 of them. We might have extra coming in. We did see Mr. Verstappening. That's now loading. And McLaren Senna, I think, as well. Yeah, so it'll be great to have a few drivers coming. I'll be starting at the back. Going to have to get used to this. They haven't had that practice session at all. Call it practice, really, qualifying practice. But they're going to be starting this race on nice, cold, wet tires. So that's going to be very interesting, isn't it, at the back there? And having to go, well, we'll have to slam on the brakes. Try not to run the back of these cars into turn 1 and 2.
I will say, at least you know that nobody can crash into you from behind.
Yeah, from behind.
That's
I think it'd be better just to back off, right? That's what I do.
Yeah.
I kind of I just chill at the back, wait for everybody to crash out, and then pick up points. I'm like a vulture of...
You've either got to be really far at the front or really far at the back. If you're in the middle, you're just in panic mode the entire time.
I got lapped in Austria, I think, after the third lap. I was getting lapped by the leader.
Okay.
But, you know, I was still almost... I mean, if I did finish, I would have got in...
Yeah.
I was at that point. I accidentally crashed and caused the safety. I had
turn 1.
Helped my team. What I can do is get a formation. Caught me off guard the other day. League that got a safety car. Formation lap. Try to prevent glitches, and yeah, it was straight at it. Anyway, I'll show you the tires. Second, because they'll all be full wets. That's confirmed. You're raining for the whole race. I can see in 60 minutes' time, there'll still be 94 chance of rain. 24 degrees
Gores has
Celsius.
been disqualified, so those wets are going to be cold and damp. I don't know how he's been disqualified already, but that is an unfortunate scene.
Yeah, give you an idea of the tyre temperature right now. We're on board with Tony. Now, his tyres are they're sitting around 50s. Cold. Usually, I think if you're going to start the race, you want to be on around 80. It's usually the kind of the tyre temperature you want to be. 50s are quite cold.
Oh, this is interesting. Lorenzo's holding them up.
Isn't he? No, he's way out in front.
A little bit
he's
there.
way out in front of my screen.
Yeah, he backed them up for a moment and then he just pushed away again. So he's pushed the pack back together a little bit, just trying to make sure that they can't warm up those tyres as effectively. I will say the biggest thing I'd say normally is only warm your tyres up in the second and third sectors so you don't get excessive tyre wear, but in the wet, who knows? Who knows, really?
Yeah, I know, but I can kind of guarantee you that somebody's going to lose a bit of carbon fibre into turn 1. That's what I can guarantee you. Like, hopefully,
I'll
just
tell
an
you
end
what,
plate or
that
something.
pit strategy. Wets to wets. I don't know. I'm more of a fan of a wet, you know.
Well, remember, they've only got one set of wet tires for the race. So if you box, you're going to be putting on old wets. Like worn wets, the wets that you would have used during qualifying.
Although you have to box at some point.
No, you don't. Not a full wet race. They can go to the end.
Well, it's whether the tyres make it to the end is the question.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting. That's going to be the big thing today, obviously. That's like, obviously, we're not going to have changeable conditions, but we're going to have who can manage the tires, get the car on the track, 7 laps.
Yeah, as they get ready now. Everyone's lined up.
All the
No
race start
revving
from.
yet.
You know how it goes. I know. Our flat waving green flags.
We've jumped to lap
There it
2.
is.
We're on lap 1. We've got lights coming on. And it's lights out and away we go. Lorenzo getting a good start off the line. Accusive behind doing all right as well. As there's a big impact in the back as the Alpine, I think, of Mr. Goraz has shunted into 2 cars. And that sent a few across the place. And we've got a VSC already. That was interesting at the back, I will say.
Well,
there's been some severe
penalties.
penalties.
Penalties coming
Goraz
in,
is
yeah.
missing a front wing.
This is going to be close at the moment. Red Bull and what is that? That's Tony. So they're going to be side by side under the it's a full
So it's
safety
a full
car.
safety car.
So yeah, what happened? And I'll show you that race replay. I do have it. You can see it at the back. It just was one of the drivers. I can't remember specifically who it was. Let's have a look at the replay. Whoever on a safety car. Basically got on the loud pedal, and then that's it. You know, he hit the loud pedal. Just went. The rear end just. You can see right now as those lights go out. Look at the very back there. I think it's the Alpine. There it is.
Yeah, the Alpine.
He got a poor start and then hit the throttle, bang, and he unfortunately took out one of the other cars. Just in the wrong place.
And then
at the wrong
bounces
time.
back and.
Yeah, obviously not his fault. I mean, it was his fault. He caused the accident, but it wasn't intentional. He was just got on the loud pedal, and the car just has no traction, obviously. And then unfortunately, and the other cars were nowhere for the car to go.
Court has been given a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags.
Flags, Mike. Safety car, you have a delta to stick. Harder this year. Last year, especially the VSCs. The VSCs.
Whoa! There's been more front wing damage.
From
What's
who?
going on here? McLaren Senna, I believe, has shunted into a McLaren of Little Big Man. That is a lot of penalties. If we look at these penalties right now, let me just pull that up.
5s,
Yeah.
10s everywhere. So they're gonna have to serve them.
And he's on 10 seconds already. So
this is the back 4
Hort,
here.
another
You can
penalty.
see them, like from Hort down. They're all cars that have damage. Looks like KB's dropped.
Jimi Hendrix?
Oh,
I saw that he had collision, but I don't know if he had damage.
KB's changing much. So expect to see all these guys jumping in the pit anytime soon.
Yeah, KB serving a penalty. Andy's in, serving a penalty as well.
I didn't think you could serve a drive-through a penalty you can, not a drive-through.
Yeah, drive-throughs you can't, but penalties I think you may be able to. As the
Interesting,
Alpine
keep an eye out if
crew,
they change the
speeding
tyres
into
or
pits.
not. I'd be curious about that, if they've gone to the old... But I think the game shows you the changing the tyres even if you don't.
I think you have to change the tyres. Yeah. I think it has to change tyre, it just doesn't have to change compound.
That's
yeah, you can
interesting.
see Norwich, KB, Verstappen and Andy all on fresh tyres now.
So you go from... No, but they're not fresh tyres because they only had one set.
Well, it's 0 laps according to the game. But yeah, they're going to be worn tyres, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be a bad situation right now. As because... Tyres and what you... Like the regular, dry conditions where you got a few dry tyres. Even if you didn't have any softs or whatever, have a couple. Definitely have fresh hards. That is really interesting. No, drivers will say a little bit later about that, but safety cars there. Lorenzo leading a cursive. Prize, Tony. I'll go through those position gainers and losers there. So the top 5 you can see didn't change, but Starov gained 2. Hendricks losing 2, unfortunately, and obviously, and now Hort gaining 3, but he is. He'll have to serve the rest of the field and starting to slowly catch the back of the pack there. Track map. They're almost Packers going first second. They should catch the lap, go pretty much speed, but remember to hold tires out of the wall. Drivers have done that before, haven't they? Trying to catch the safety car, they bin it.
Yeah. I would say as well at the moment we've got the fastest lap does go to Hort at the moment, so if we get a Spa 2021 then Hort comes away with that fastest lap point. So actually
I'm
you'll probably
amazed
lose it.
as well, Rob, that we all still have 17 drivers in the field. That even after that main straight collision, actually,
That is true.
Nobody had a full retirement. So, and good on them for sticking with this, because especially these tires that we're not quite sure what's going to happen. Now, it doesn't matter if you're like McLaren Centre at the moment running. Anything can happen. Up in.
Yeah, I would say it's got to be safety car and missed lap, right?
Yeah, it should be.
So I think
Pretty much
in a
bunched up
second, about now.
Well, I'm bored with McLaren Centre.
No?
I'm watching McLaren Centre. He's catching. He's the last one to catch.
Maybe it is another lap.
Verstappen's just caught the back of the safety car, and he is not soon. And we still have these cars of Libby, and then McLaren.
Little big man.
Yeah, no, it's actually going to stay out one more lap.
Yeah. It's that or it does the thing where it pulls into the pit lane at the last second, but fingers crossed it looks alright.
Go on board.
Yeah, he's staying on the outside line. He's got that racing line, that safety car. Van Maylander, loving it.
So to give you an idea too, now those wet tyres for drivers are close to about 8%. And we're on lap 4. We've had 2 laps, or essentially 3 laps under a safety car. So minimal wear, obviously at low speeds. That gives you an indication of how much you get. I don't know if they're going to able to make it to the end.
Well, I would say the groove tyres definitely look nice, but I don't think they last very long. So these wets,
I've never
I think they're
commentated.
going to have to make a bit.
I've never commentated a race where it's been full wet the whole time. To know that. So this is getting interesting. This is a first for me. I'm sure it's a first for some of the drivers as well, but definitely a first. It's like KB and Nordstrom can overtake on the safety car, I believe, because I did it the other day when I was letting some drivers through. I was like, I don't want to be in the middle of a field here and everybody's 10 times quicker than me and problem. So you can overtake a safety car if the car is significantly
you can overtake
slower.
if the car in front goes off track,
Yeah,
or
off track
is
as well.
significantly slowed down.
That's right. And some people choose to do that. Some people go, you know what? I'm going to let him through. I know he's quicker than me or something. I'll take that.
Safety car in.
We'll do it later. Okay. Go. Green flag.
So I think, do we jump on board with Lorenzo? Oh, he's really spinning up that rear.
Got to get temperature in these tyres right now because the first one that's going to slap in the gas pedal and he's going to first one also hitting the brake pedal instead of one. Everybody else can kind of use
looking
him.
like Raikkonen.
Sorry?
Everyone else weaving about Accusif has just gone straight forward. You can see difference in tyre ideas.
Yeah, and they're going to be
Mexican
using.
wave.
There's no racing line. I don't think. So they're going to be. Some drivers aren't using it. So they're going to be using that car ahead as your racing line. Essentially.
Yeah,
So Lorenzo
Accusif
makes a
already on the
mistake, and here we
inside
go.
line. He's gone into a pits.
Yusuf did, yes.
Wait, he's hit the entry.
Oh, he did? Oh, no, I can't see.
I think so. Let me, if we get an angle on it, then we can see. But it looks like he hit the entry. He has.
Oh, has he? Okay. I can't see. Okay.
That is huge for this race.
Oh, he's in
Accusif
the pit
drops
now.
to the bottom of a grid with a wing change.
Yeah, he's in the pit. Going back to that battle at the moment. Jimi Hendrix also. There's also one at the front. So I'll stick to this one, actually.
As Hort DNFs. He's gone out wide.
See in that little red dot out of Retrofello. Turn 1. Made a mistake there. It's going to bring out a local yellow. Hopefully not another safety car.
Yeah, we'll say P7 at the moment. It looks like there's a bit of a fight in the midfield as Misty drops down. So Misty seems to have gone wide a bit there. These drivers just really struggling to get the grip together in that dirty area as well, especially behind so many drivers in front.
Ferrari now, Vandy looks like he's going to take it to that Red Bull. No, if that's Red Bull, the McLaren. I'm not sure the McLaren had damage. You couldn't quite see there. The side by side going to go down into.
Side by side, when McLaren decides better of it.
Yeah, he's got in-play damage.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he's slowing down. So yeah, it's hard enough to get any downforce in these conditions. Missing some front wing, you're in big trouble. KB now putting pressure on Starro. That'll be for P6. Oh, and then to send up the inside there of us Parabolica. Keep forgetting the new name of it, but he's going to get a good exit launch out here. No DRS. So he's going to take the battle here, and it's going to be the last of late breakers to come down into turn one. Yeah,
it looks like KB's got the overspeed. Will he be able to hold it through, though? It looks like Starolov is gaining some more back, but no. KB's far enough ahead. He's got that corner for sure.
Got to make it stick. He did. That's the thing, isn't it? Big lockup and you're in the gravel track. Or you're going to be doing what is it? Was Hamilton, Max Verstappen? Testing the halos. Testing the strength of the halo.
Yeah, you have to really trust that the guy is not going to just shove it up your inside. And luckily that time he didn't. Max Verstappen had other ideas, but, you know.
Oh, speaking of Max Verstappen, let's go to the Red Bulls. Carissa and Bulu working together. Doesn't seem like that there's any team orders at play, that they're doing any overtakes.
Yeah. It looks like they are just trying to slipstream boost each other, but they do already have a 4.2 second gap to Lorenzo ahead. So I'm not sure what their entire strategy is here by backing off. I would say it would be a better idea to put pressure.
Lorenzo's probably just at another planet. But that guy's lapping 131s. These guys are lapping 133s.
Oh, that is fair enough, actually, yeah.
But they've got to try to cover off outer rim. When we've lost Mr. Goraz, and that's...
Mr. Goraz has gone.
That's going to be a full safety car, it is. And where was that?
Yeah,
Scurry.
So we'll see from Accusive, where he's come off, and it looks like,
left. There it is. Yeah. That's
run wide on the exit curb, and it just cuts the path of the... yeah.
You either go to the right or to the left. Usually you go to the left if you've lost it. If you lose that other one before, is 8, 9, and 10. If you lose that at 10, you'll swing to the left. Hit the wall. At a 9, you right. They're not going to box, I don't think. Well, some drivers will, which is interesting.
I would say this is huge for Accusive, though. Because Accusive has picked the slight bit ahead, and although he did lose a ton of positions for that front wing damage, he is now back up to P9. So he hasn't even had to fight half the grid. He's just been given those positions, and he's got that time closed up to Lorenzo now. So that will be huge for him in that regard, but...
that's the...
Ooh.
That Jimi Hendrix known to be a happy camper, getting a beating under. Those penalties for you guys out there real quick there. You can see the pit stops as well, Lorenzo. The top 4 haven't made a pit stop yet. They don't have to, I believe. Penalties.
What is Jimmy up to?
Jimmy has...
is Jimmy retiring?
I think he's retiring or something. Might not be happy. It could have been a glitch too. We had that in the
on
track.
I'm not really sure what's going on.
Hopefully we're not having a bug problem again. And we'll see. Looks good at the moment, I'd say, from this. Jimi Hendrix just pulled that off the road there. Retired.
Jimmy has retired, yeah.
Let us know in the chat there, Jimmy, if there's some sort of desync issue. That penalty.
Yeah, it was double speeding under safety car, so I don't know how you get that so fast unless it's just literally the corners are just that dire.
It's Jimmy. We know Jimmy. Jimmy's been racing for. He's not a person that goes in penalties.
No, Jimmy's a fair lad with it, so...
we know that there must be some issue.
That there's something wrong with the game.
Maybe, I mean, I hate to say it, but if there is, hopefully, Jimmy's.
Oh, fingers crossed, yeah. We haven't seen any penalties come out from the rest of the guys, so we are still running 14 drivers, which is good at least. We're, what is it, nearly a third of the way through the race now? Yeah, next lap will be a third of the way through the race.
Arab's gone really
That is.
wild. That's what unfortunate.
Oh, I think he's cut turn 1.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's. I was gonna say, like, you don't really get a massive amount of time penalties like that unless he made a mistake and the game's long. Thought that he's making an advantage, which usually those things will be removed, no doubt, from the stewards if that's the case.
I will say as well, whoa, there's been a bit of contact there. Vilhon just hit Lorenzo and passed him.
Yeah, and now he's showing P5.
But then he's gone off. Vilhon has
gone off.
disappeared. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Please don't tell me it's a desync.
I smell something fishy in the air.
We're gonna have to have this race. We are having this race. Cody, I don't care what Cody's saying. It's gonna happen, even if it have slight glitches, because I want to just know how the tires.
Lorenzo
are
going into the pits. Broken front wing for him as well. So outer him provisional leader of the race now. He is going to be. I'd imagine outer him's going to be laughing at him. His situation at the moment, because I don't think he imagined he'd be leading this race right now.
How did Lenzo get a front wing damage when he was in the? Is because of the
I think there was contact between him and Vilhont, where Vilhont went ahead of him.
Right.
Maybe, or he tapped him. I know definitely through Ascari, then Vilhont's car spun, Lorenzo a little bit. But I think he already had wing damage by that point, so I don't know what's fully happened before that, but...
It smells fishy of a desync issue.
Yeah.
Especially if you're leading a race like that, you're just staying behind the other car. I mean, if anybody would have been, it would have been Vuli that would have lost his front wing by slapping in the back. That's... Jimmy, what happened, bro? We didn't know if it was a desync or anything. Firing towards a 5-second collision or something.
Both clean drivers.
Was it a desync or something like that, or was he... By the way, Jimmy, I wanted to ask, do you remember what your tires were like towards the end of it? He got rammed and had side pod damage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, there is full damage.
I will say side pod damage is perhaps the worst damage you can get.
Yeah, fair enough, Jimmy. We know you're a fantastic bloke. We've been, I've been commentating races. You've been racing for a long time, at least over a year or so. And yeah, well, those days, mate. But how are the conditions in the full wet? You had full, practically. It's 1 year next month. Oh, yeah. We'll have to have an anniversary race. Yeah, the conditions were tricky. Yeah, tires. Do you think, Jimmy, these wet tires will go to the end of the race? No problem. I mean, they must be warm. Hendricks and Cat. Bad? We're used to it by now. And we haven't put a single clean up. That's true, actually. Been practically all safety car.
I'm getting PTSD to Spa right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Belgium-esque weather.
Well, we've got cars out of position and currently under a safety car.
Yeah. So outer rim starting in P7, KB starting in P10. Bully that we're on board with right now, and the Red Bulls started in P5. I'm gonna be getting Dutch name. Sure, it's Dutch. Apologies. Oh, Libby in P4. He started in P15. You gotta remember, there's 2 drivers out there that yet to make a pit stop. Those. Bravo. Good bully.
I'll just call him Vilhont and one day we'll correct it, you know. Yeah.
Something. Photo pronounce.
Someone needs to photosynthesize him.
I am the destroyer of driver's name. I think. Okay. Crofty's got his lights out and away we go. I've got I can't pronounce driver's name.
Crofty's got his lights out and away we go. I've got my dyslexia. No offense to anyone who does have it, of course.
Yeah, a lot of people do, mate. It's
yeah.
Here we go, outer rim. We'll start this race now again. time. McLaren
And
Senna hopefully
Cryers
back
gets
in.
a 5-second penalty.
Yeah. The safety car stack.
As Outer now running away with it. He's trying to get away from KB, deploying all he can. He's going to be running. Can it be enough? KB's got less aero than him, definitely. KB goes into turn 1. Will he be able to overtake him? He's definitely going for it. Outer holds it. The mad lad's gone and done it. He's holding the line, but here we see Vilhont. Vilhont's going for it now, 3 wide.
Holy moly, this
And
is
Outer
crazy.
had to back off from there. He doesn't have the grip on that line. And Vilhont takes the lead.
Oh.
KB's still going super aggressive now. He goes wide. He's got to give that position back. He's got to give it back.
Yeah, he did.
He does give it back. Good stuff.
Legal overtake for sure. And look at it, struggling for traction. All of them are. I'm on board right now with outer rim so I can get a nice angle view of it. Cody's can't. That one. Yeah. I think we'll go back to the. Or there. Probably too far back to get to that action. Outer rim. Out up front.
Yeah, I think KB's going to try and rocket it down the next corner. He gets anywhere close to him. Certainly looks like what he's tried to do, at least at turn 1. It seems to be his corner to pounce.
No DRS, but you got to. Maybe, do you think that, I don't know, the tyres or something? I don't keep pace there, but Bully's just holding him off. That Red Bull.
KB is struggling a little bit there. It looks like it's, I would say oversteer, but it looks like the front end's slipping on him actually. So out of Parabolica there, he did have a bit of a struggle, and that has set him just about far enough back that Vilhont can get a bit of a lead. As behind him, Accusive going past Lil Big Man now into turn 1. Going too wide, will he be able to do it around the outside? He gets pushed wide by Lil Big Man. And he won't be happy about that. Accusive's going to be a bit annoyed, especially considering Starlov's now just taking it straight past him. But Accusive's not done yet. He's saying, hold up, that's my position. I want it back. And he's going to go in the inside line. Will he be able to do it? It's a clean run, and it's braking later than him, and job done. Good stuff.
Yeah, for now, but I think, a little bit of an overspeed moment coming from Starov as well out of that corner. That's going to compromise a lot of his exits. They'll be under pressure, actually. Lorenzo now will go back to...
One thing you've got to remember as well, I was just about to say, Lorenzo is Accusive's main competitor, I would say, here. Because we do know these two have the best pace of the entire grid, and there's still half a race to go. So Lorenzo is not going to want to be stuck behind an Alfa Romeo for the entire race. He's going to be wanting to get there with Accusive, beat Accusive, and get to the top again. But right now, it's not looking forward that it's going to help him too much. It's making sure he doesn't go behind.
He's completely out of position for sure right now, and trying to battle his way back up. I think we'll keep an eye on Accusive.
Yeah, Accusive getting very close to Lil Big Man now. I will say, actually, Outer Rim's getting quite close to KB. Will he be able to do anything, though? It's him that has the slipstream now. Will he be able to get alongside? Does he go for it? It looks like he's going for it. It's turn 1. KB gets the inside line, breaks so much later, but is it too much? No, it isn't.
Oh, but
he does get a 3-second penalty.
Yep.
So that has actually played into Outer Rim's hands now. And meanwhile, in the background,
there's a massive lag glitch there. Safety car. Put that on the stream. I'll save that as a replay, but I just saw a car appear in the middle of the track.
Yeah, I saw Accusive had shunted straight through turn 1, so I don't know whether it was a collision with Lorenzo or something there, but yeah, that's a strange one to be sure, and it's the 3rd safety car now, I think. So
yep, it's the 3rd. We can get more, and we don't even know as what Jimi Hendrix has mentioned out there as well too. Drivers are probably no.
Accusive left. So I would reason that something happened with Accusive and some of the other guys there.
I'm going to check that replay out for a second, and you can, if you get on the Twitch stream, you're going to see the lag glitch here that's occurring. Some sort of glitch. Because there is a car that stopped completely on the track, and then there's one that appeared on the right-hand side, where that little escape road that you go, return 1. See it there.
Looks like he's gone wide. It looks like Accusive's gone wide with it, locked for brakes, and it's spun it a bit. Because he was far enough back, but I don't know. Was there some kind of contact behind? He's definitely left now, so...
Yeah, perhaps it's just a spectator issue as well that I got.
Yeah, as
KB's
KB
boxing.
goes into a pits. That is an odd decision, for sure. So I would have said that Outer Rim may have been able to capitalise on a pit stop. I wouldn't say KB was the one to go for a pit stop, though. I would say that is a risk a bit big for his pants, really. But Lorenzo is up to P3 now. So KB's opened that up and potentially opened the lead of this race, because we know in the rain it is harder to overtake, but now Lorenzo only has 2 cars to overtake.
Yeah, the big problem for Lorenzo now, but at the back of his mind, is the fact that he's on 2-1. That third one, that's a 3-second added. So he's got to be really careful this when the battle resumes. Third safety car. 2 drivers that are leading, well, Vully and Outer Rim, they have yet to box. So I do believe they don't have to box. The hot wet tires to the end, perhaps. Can.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a suicide mission to do that, but I think they're just waiting for the last available moment. Get the freshest wets they can get, and while everyone else is crawling across the line, just send it.
Tires now in this race are about 15% round. We haven't had that many full speed, full green flag racing. Had a 5-lap sprint.
Yeah, we had a little tea party, you know. We had a couple laps and...
That's it. So, yeah, we don't get a really good idea of how the tyres are going to pan out full race. The drivers have damaged out to the damage pod, opposite the floorboard.
Well, we won't be able to see diffuser either, is the big thing.
Yep.
So if somebody's got shunted here, then...
All we can see is the front wing, and you can't see the lime green damage as well. That lime green is not going to be an end plate, Jim. That's manageable. Trouble. Are we going to stick even with perhaps some DC key issues that are occurring? We're still going to commit to it because I want to have my first ever full wet Italian race. Oh, 50%. We're going to do 100%. That's insane. Hey, my voice.
Oh, I think next one has to be 100% wet. 100% wet
get
race
5
at
cars finishing the race,
Zandvoort.
mate. 5 cars.
Do it at Zandvoort. I feel like Zandvoort's the new Monaco, you know? Because Monaco's tricky, don't get me wrong. Monaco is a hellhole. But if you go slow enough at Monaco, you're fine. If you go slow enough at Zandvoort, you're going to get overtaken and shunted.
What about Portimao?
I haven't tried Portimao yet. I genuinely, that's how little I've played this game recently. I have not tried Portimao. At all.
The KB's saying people will not be able to make it on the end on one set. Safety cars in this lap. Interesting. But you only get one set for the race. I mean, you set from your qualifying. And a lot of those drivers did a lot of qualifying laps on the on those wet tires. So that would be very interesting.
Yeah, they'll be wanting to try and get a pace lead and hopefully have some impact into turn 1, I imagine, is the main ideas from Bill Hunt and Outer Rim. They want the back of the grid to crash up and give them a nice little advantage. They can pit under the next safety car, says Jimmy.
Likely there might very well be one. We're about just on halfway through the race now.
That safety car is just serving a drive-through right now, don't worry.
Safety car's getting more gas. It's going to need it. Lorenzo's putting a huge amount of pressure. You've got to be careful. He's got that nursing that warning, 2 warnings. He needs to choose his overtaking opportunities, and he's sent one up on the inside
Outer
there.
Rim's locked up.
Big
Outer
time.
Rim locked up there, and that was big news for him there.
It's brave. He's lucky. Anything could
Meanwhile,
have
at the
gone
back of the
wrong.
grid, we've got a couple of overtakes, but they are ghosted cars. So I guess we'll ignore that.
In the McLarens, yeah.
Yeah.
Ignore. In the middle of this McLaren sandwich anytime soon. Oh. McLaren sandwich.
Yeah, so I knew Sebastian Vettel and Mick Schumacher were mates and all, but this is a whole new level of friendship. They're literally driving each other's car along right now.
You get a KB.
Wilhont's
KB's going to get an overtake maybe here, side by side next to the AlphaTauri.
Oh,
Down the back straight as they're going to go
can
into a
Tony do
scurry.
it? Oh, it's a switchback from KB, but he won't be able to do it. He tries to go back to the left-hand side to try and get into the inside line, but it's not enough. Tony doing a brilliant defense there to keep him away. Meanwhile, Lorenzo catching up rapidly to Wilhont. How does this man do it? Nobody knows.
Yeah. Well, he probably gives advice to Yano Opmium. Oh, KB's power sliding. You can see out of that corner.
Whoa.
He's putting the he's slapping the loud pedal, and the car says no, no.
Yeah,
I'm not
I think
agreeing.
KB's running a low wing setup. I think for sure right now because we've seen consistently lap after lap he's struggled through there. And he's got good straight line speed compared to everyone else, but he doesn't seem to be able to convert it at times, so it makes sense.
The ghosted cars that the McLarens are going through right now, that's the ghosted Haas of McLaren Senna, so not sure if McLaren Senna's having any problems. We did see him have connection issues before. But now it throws your car off, doesn't it? Especially if you're a cursive. And you're driving through a ghosted car, you can barely see anything in these conditions, and then you do have a ghosted car, and there's another car of Notch coming through there on the outside. So I don't know if Occlusive is there. They're ghosting a little bit. This is just a difficult situation to drive.
Occlusive has definitely left, but I don't know about McLaren Senna. So potentially those two. Meanwhile, Lorenzo is getting very close to Wilhont now. Will he be
car off in
making
the
a move
background.
here?
There was a car off. I think that was.
I think Wilhont's going for it, or Lorenzo's going for it. He's gone for it, and he's just overtaken him just before the safety car. That is huge. That is fantastic timing for Lorenzo.
Yeah, right before.
And he goes wide.
He's gone wide. Exactly. He's made a mistake, and under the safety car conditions, that means if all, he's going to take that one back. Now, Lorenzo doesn't make mistakes very often, so that in itself is a rare.
Very odd.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not sure whether he just gave him it back and said, sorry, I'll get you next time. Or, I don't know, because he does still know that Wilhont needs to pit at some point.
Yeah, is he going to box now? No.
Nah,
Jimmy did say they can pit on the next safety car. This is your next safety car, Jimmy. They didn't box.
I think they need the pack to be further apart, but right now Wilhont's just going to have to risk it at some point because otherwise those tyres are just going to, they're going to be shredded.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see these tyres are walked down to the rim. At the end of the day.
Well, I suppose we have had pretty much safety car, but let's look at the penalties real quick. And our award for DHL most penalties goes to Starlove right now. In close second, we have Andy. And KB and Misty just nursing 3 seconds between them, but the rest of the grid just about surviving. Sliding across the place, but the big guys to look at right now. The oldest tyres on track. Oh, as Andy has retired.
Danny's lost the car.
Wide, I think he's spun it, actually.
Yeah,
we'll see from Lil Big Man as he crosses it.
Exactly. Might be removed by then. He's in Curva Grande, going up to turn 4 and 5 Regatas.
It should be on the middle here. Yeah, it's gone straight on. The car's just gone straight on. So he might have hit the sausage curb or something, or on the exit just tapped the dirt, and it's just spun the car out.
Yeah, it's going to be unfortunate, isn't it, under the safety car conditions?
KB is
what are we losing?
losing positions.
KB's dropped a lot of positions as well.
What is going on here?
Yeah, that's lag glitch. Looks like because he's getting a message, obviously, to allow the car back through or something. Oh, yeah. It's nothing unusual. And you still want to see the rest of the race go out.
Well, hey, I would say I have an idea right now. I might be seeing if some people want to play F1 2020 at some point because God knows it seems to be more stable than this right now, and it's been out for a year, so fingers crossed. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, to free up some more hard drive place. So he just lost 3 positions there. That's from Charlie. I guess that looked very much like a desync issue there, Charles. So that one for the stewards. So we're watching stuff on board camera here. Starov's actually.
So Starov's quit.
So we don't know because I'm seeing these positions changing left, right, and center here at the moment. KB is going up and down. Yo-yo, because there's a lot of ghosted cars out there as well. It looks like Notch is actually backing off too.
Yeah, I think Notch is still in the race. Acusive and McLaren Senna have both quit. Starlove's out, so run out to finish means you get points. So
Yeah, if they're going to determine that as well. We don't know.
well, true.
With all these
You get bragging rights at least.
You get bragging rights, of course. Yeah. That's something for the stewards and that later on. R04, as we know, is not even in the session, so there's ghosted car. We have a few ghosted cars. I think KB's still in here, which is good. We'll go through who was here, who's not.
Top 6, I think, are all here still, as Misty and KB are swapping places.
Yeah, and that's a little...
Safety
yeah,
car
you see
in.
that. Anyway, we'll go back to Wooly. He's now got that one from Lorenzo, getting that fantastic overtake just before the safety car, but then it's getting a little too deep outside of the last Gurry corner.
Yeah, so that could have been huge for this race, really, but Vilhon's still on double the tyre life, or double the tyre age that Lorenzo is nursing at the moment, so it's going to play big dividends to Lorenzo at the end of the race. I mean,
Going to pull up
already
the
he's not warming the tyres up quite as much, but
might come up.
we'll see.
Definitely might come up first, so it's going to be green flag. I think Lorenzo's going to be looking at taking this one, isn't he, into turn 1.
Yeah, it's going to have to be, but he gets a bad line and he misses the slipstream, and Vilhon's just carrying it away. And he's moved twice? Yeah. Vilhon's moved twice, 3 times, 4 times maybe. So definitely one for the stewards.
I thought it was only in the braking when you can move around all the time you like until you get to the braking point.
No.
Ah.
You're only allowed 1 defensive move along the straight. Yeah. You can move out and move back, but if you start weaving about the place, then it's unsafe. For obvious reasons, I mean. Even if you're not just a danger to yourself, you're a danger to others because they can't predict where you're going with it.
At the back, there's some changes there because there's ghosted cars going through there. So we're not...
Yeah, I'd say the main ones to look forward. We're looking from Norch upwards. So P1 to P7 are the ones actually racing at the moment, I think.
Yeah, I went back to McLaren Senna and he's ghosting. If he is in the race, he's ghosting straight through. Looks like a collusive.
Yeah, it looks like they've got the same kind of pace, so it looks like they are both AI, but...
frustrating as a driver,
we'll see at the end.
Go back to the battle at the front.
As Lorenzo gets a good run there, but can't get the traction down, so Vilhon's still able to pull ahead a little bit. Is the dirty air hurting Lorenzo right now? We'll have to wait and see, but he pulls out to the side. Just wants some free air, I suppose. But big thing will be who's going to deploy the most of their battery first, because it could very well be who can keep it together for the longest amount of time right now.
They put the power down out of the parabolica and just the car's like Tokyo drifting a little bit. So he's trying to get the power
they're both trying to get past each other. That is a dive bomb and a half if he tries that.
Yeah.
No, he's just trying to...
yeah, front end pod, end plate gone, missing if you try that one. And Lorenzo is a little too... he's one of the sharpest tools in the shed. He won't try anything like that just this early in the race. We'll still have 6 laps to go. It's not early anymore. But he does know that Red Bull driver up ahead has not boxed. He knows his tyres are going to be really...
Yeah, I would say as well, just sorry to cut you off there, but it does look like KB is getting real close to Tony right now. Possibly a move within the next couple of corners. He has backed off a tiny bit through the chicane though. Does seem to be gaining time on Tony though.
He is nursing a 3-second penalty as well. Sometimes that might get removed if they had to take avoiding collisions or something. No, it doesn't. Cutting. Tony's done a solid job,
KB's falling back now.
Tony's also starting in the race where he started, P4. So he's had a bit of a lonely race, I guess, at the end of the day.
Oh, Lorenzo's gone. Lorenzo spun.
Oh, massive
He's
smash.
hit the inside curb. I swapped to him, and all I saw was his car start to lose traction.
Safety car as well.
Oh.
But this is going to help the drivers of Outer Rim and Wooly because now their tyres can go to the end. Because
they can go to the moon.
They could go to the moon, yeah, because they obviously were struggling those tyres towards the end, the pressure there. Actually, about 30 or so %. So then, I'm probably over talking. That's going to be safety, which is now the 5th. Replay, I can only show you the end of that, guys, because I was not on board with Lorenzo. That was...
Yeah, I literally swapped to him. The first thing I saw was his car start to lose grip and...
yeah, there you can see where the car is.
He just tapped the inside curb a bit too much and That was game over.
Was that out of the final another Ascari victim?
It was through the middle of it. So through the little bump through the middle, he just tapped to the inside curb a bit too much. I think he might have gone over one of the bumps and
Yeah, sorry
he just
guys.
pivoted the car.
Anytime I missed it. Oh. No doubt the driver will be submitting that if they're recording in that version of it. So, no doubt if you want to find out about that, you need to slap that Discord button. Be a part of the Discord community. Or the YouTube, or the Instagram, or Twitter. Goes what happened. And sign up to race. Not just F1 with some of these DC that are occurring. You also got your iRacing, AC.
All of which you can use VR in.
Yep, exactly.
I would
Talk to this
recommend
man, Rum, about VR.
Once you go VR, you can never go single.
Making me want to
100%.
go out and get a VR. At least you could buy
It
that.
is-
And, I mean, I'm on a hunt for a graphics card. Actually, my neighbors are heading to the States because I'm like giving shopping list.
They can still
Ooh,
get
not-
MSRP, can't they? Oh, not.
yeah, it
really.
reminds me actually. I'll have to order. I'll order it and get sent to the States and that. I'll hit you up about which one I need to buy.
Yeah, I'd say definitely if you're going VR, try and get a 3080, 3080 Ti or a 3090. They're more expensive, but the VRAM on the lower cards are not enough. That's
Yeah, I'm trying to get the graphics card
card.
as well sent to them. Hopefully a new graphics card and a VR.
Yeah.
So we're going to have
That's
a
the
sprint
thing.
race now. I'm obviously not going to come out DRS that was never used anyway. That no dry tire compound tires would be at all during. Perhaps
I would
anybody.
say I don't think anyone's had their ERS go below 20%. I don't think we've physically had enough laps that they could. If anyone would like to challenge that and would like to drain their battery,
Wow. What happened last time you gave the challenge out to KB? He binned it
he's
on the
still in the
inters.
race. He's still alive. He's survived longer than Lorenzo.
What I was also saying, in these, you can get some good point by bringing the car home, Lee. If you're me, I'd be 10 to half a lap, 10 seconds a lap slower than everybody else. But I would be currently, if I could bring the car home, in where Sturroff is.
Yeah.
He's now catching the back of the safety car. Penalties.
Let's all do it.
All you need to do.
What's Charlie's in-game name?
Yeah, Charlie. I know you're a legend.
I want to see somebody draining their ERS under a safety car. That would be...
What's your in-game name there, Charles?
K-
Sure.
wait,
KB.
KB multiple
that's right.
accounts.
You're changing your... yeah, you... The other KB, you're on a different... Probably on a phone.
There's
or
so many
something.
KBs.
Yeah, I think because he's on a phone or...
Ah.
Probably going to get...
This is a big traffic jam
Wow,
at
it
the front,
is.
I will say. KB is getting ready on that ERS. He's pouncing already, and it's got lots of traction, but he gets it. Plants it down. Biohont's a bit scared there. But he gets away well. Outer Rim gets away well as well. And I do not know how there have been no overtakes there.
Oh! KB almost smashed
I
the back of
speak
Tony.
too
That
soon.
boxed really... Tony hit the brake a lot earlier. Wow, heart and throat moment.
KB making overtakes proud. Good lad.
We lost McLaren center, I think. Oh, there's a bit of change at the back there. But I want to keep an eye on the front because I don't want to miss what happened before.
Yeah, I was going to say. We've got some really good action going on right now. KB is draining that battery down.
But yeah, that's the rule. That's the thing, wasn't it? That's the bet.
That is the rule. Vilhunt's currently beating him, though. I'm not going to say what the numbers are, but Vilhunt is beating him. After him, currently the biggest loser in the ERS draining championship.
Battle of
He
the
is
ERS
really-
currently right now here in Italy. With a handful of laps to go. Exactly.
Battle of the Urs.
Battle, yeah, it's going to be maybe they'll talk to the league owners and get a point given. It burns all their battery. battery burning bragging right. There you go. BBB.
Battery burner, boys.
Battery burner boys at BBB. There you go. And you're
The big BBB. All right, so KB almost drained 100% of what he can use this lap. Good stuff there. Outer rim just about the same. Vilhon just about the same. Vilhon's just gone ahead and he's already used it all. He's a mad lad. He just uses all of it and says, you know what? Let's use some more. I haven't had enough to drink. Let's drink some more. Let's have a party in here. And the front of the grid is actually separating away a bit.
It's an electron party that's that car right now, isn't it? Need more and more of those electrons. So yeah,
I will say as well, sorry to interrupt, but
Okay.
Tony is currently actually provisionally P3.
He
So
is,
it's
that's
a
right.
double AlphaTauri podium.
He's got to keep it up. Tony has made two pit stops. Well, additionally more than the two front runners. Take into consideration a 24-second pit stop and starting in P10. Not bad at all there. We did have somebody in the chat there before. Sorry, there it is. So that's Nautic City saying, come on, AlphaTauri. Yep, right on the money. We're on it, my friend. So you backed the right racehorse here. Okay, so you backed the right race bull.
Yeah, I would say if you backed Honda to be 1, 2, 3 right now, Honda is resoundingly on top right now.
What's going on with the McLarens at the back there? So they're having a bit of a Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris struggle there between Misty and Norge. I think Misty should be letting Norge through because Misty's serving a 3-second penalty. But that just is really, at the end of the day, holding him back from chance of getting little big man. They've got to be starting to work together as teammates here.
Yeah, I think it will be interesting because they all do have 3-second penalties, those who do, apart from Starlav, who has 10 seconds. So I don't know what we're up to with it. Maybe it's some kind of strategy we don't know about, but
maybe they're not even talking.
Who knows?
Sometimes that happens as well.
That is true. Is Norge going to go for it? He thought about it. He thought better. Sits back down and says, no.
So he's 0.8 to his teammate, and he's 1.3. So that's going to get on the bubble of that because, remember, he's thinking about the little big man, P5. That's 3 seconds that we know little big man has. Inochi wants to jump both of them and get P5. But that delta, there's a tyre graphic that's coming up on the screen right now. There it goes to show you. 49% for Norge for his front left, 30 for Misty. So even that, geez, Misty and Norge, that difference. Well, Misty's them through. You could potentially lose a P5. Keep that
I'd say they could get P4 right now because if Norge were able to get past Little Big Man, then he would actually be able to get close enough, potentially just within that 3-second gap of KB. But it would have to be really close, and I think it is just falling out of it at the moment. So it's a bit of a tight one. I think he's waited too long now. I don't think there's enough time.
Mr. Rumster, we'll go back to our leader because we're going to give, obviously, airtime, screen time. Because he started this race on these tyres. So go on board with him and tell me how this is feeling right now.
Well, I'd say, we've got both Outerim and Vilhon. Both haven't pitted at all this race. They've done spectacularly. Both of these guys showing that you can take these tyres from start to finish and still win. All you need is a little help from your safety car friends.
A little help from Bernard. Yeah, well, you have these puns. I knew these puns were coming, guys. That's what happens when. That's what happens when you give me rum jukebox. Yeah, he seems to be pretty managing it well, doesn't he? Like, I mean, geez. I mean, on these worn tires, like I could do this on fresh softs. I could just good job.
Well, considering Misty and Norge, they're both on about nearly 10 laps younger tires. And they're both on about like 40%. These guys have got to be
Tony
running
putting pressure on KB, mate. Pick this battle out. And remember, Tony's got no penalties. However, Tony is nursing a warning. Oh, it's going to be a good sprintway action. Little big man's also in the mix here. So they're waiting for the best for last on the last lap.
That is an interesting play by him. Outer rim catching up slightly to Vilhont. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Little big man's still trying to get past.
We might miss action because they're going to have to switch it over to our race leader.
Yep.
Can't miss out. He's done all the right things. He's bragging the tyres from the start of the
Little
race.
big man spun. Little big man spun.
He has. There it is. So, yep, sorry about that. That's the race leader there. Little big man has, and it's cost him. The outer rim's going to get that P2. That KB's going to steal that P3. No, he won't. Tony will get it. Notchy's out on the last lap in the last corner. He's
Oh,
gone
no.
from P5 or down to P10. Not the time you want to be doing it. Wow, that race ended really, really quickly. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, so it was a spectacular performance from Vilhont and Outer Rim, and I was sorry to cut you off there, but that was some really risky stuff in the final corner of a final lap. I don't know if I'd be doing that personally.
Championship goes for a whole season as well. Sometimes I think forget about that, don't they? Not this
It's a
man.
marathon, not a sprint.
Man at all, Mr. Never get your name. So, yeah, I wanted to see that. I've never seen it before. I've never seen a race from start to finish on the same tyre. Well as the right next to him. I've done it for the AlphaTauri. Results for it. From.
Yeah, so we have got Vilhont in P1 with a wonderful performance today. In P2, Outer Rim closely following him, both of them on 0 stops, followed by Tony, KB, Misty, McLaren Senna, Accusive, Little Big Man, Starlav finishing your finishers for today. Norch, unfortunately, out in the final lap. Lorenzo, unable to finish as well. Andy, unable to finish. Verstappen and Cries. Jimi Hendrix, Mr. Goraz, and Hort all out, but they did a wonderful job and they did as many laps as they possibly could on it. It was a tricky race today, and they did what they could, though.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys hanging out there like Mr. Jimi Hendrix and stuff. Have another one of those races, but as well as the other drivers. Because, we like to have that information. So we'll see if we can grab some of those drivers for interviews. So please don't go anywhere.
Alright, so we've got some interviews now then. And who better to start it off with than the man who finished P1, no pit stops, no damage by the looks of it, a bit of a chaotically calm race. Mr. Vilhont, am I
Yes.
pronouncing that anywhere near properly?
Almost.
Yeah,
How is it
we've been screwing
pronounced?
that up. Sorry, mate. The whole race. Go ahead.
It's vuile hond.
Velhont.
Yeah, more like that, yeah.
Okay, right. Wasn't too far off at least. How
No.
did you find the race then? You were fighting with Lorenzo for a while, but ultimately
Yeah,
you came out on top.
the weird thing that I had a weird bug. Lorenzo was the only one that was invisible for me, so I was in fight with an invisible car.
The entire
So,
race.
yep, from
Oh.
qualifying. So I know what happened there. So yeah.
Wow.
Well, you definitely beat him on track, so wow.
It was at the DNF, but otherwise he won. But...
You also got no warnings. Well,
Nope.
that's the one thing. Lorenzo did have a couple of warnings. Well, he did a lot
Oh.
of uncharacteristic mistakes. We don't was the issues that we're having with desyncs and stuff like that. But you did a fantastic job. By the way, what was the
Mhm.
tires at the end too? Because It's probably the first race I've ever seen, a full wet race where you've taken the tires from the start to finish. Whether at the end, it looked good when we went on board with you.
63, I think.
And
So,
you can control the car, manage it quite well.
Yeah, I'm playing on controller with medium traction control. So.
Oh, there is track. I thought there was no assist, but it's fine. Okay, so you use track control.
Yeah, medium.
Well, mate, feels good.
Yeah.
Are you Dutch, by the way?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so it makes sense. I lived in the Netherlands. I should know.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, good on you, mate. Is it first race victory as well?
First victory and first finish in this season.
First finish as well. Double bonus.
Yeah.
Well, you better be down there partying with the Red Bull team there. So sea of orange all around again.
Again, yeah.
Yeah. Good, mate.
Thanks.
All right, so
who's next, Rob?
I think next in the finishing order is probably where we go. So that would be Tony, I believe. So Tony, I
Yep.
believe, did you start? Where was it? I think it was outside of the top 10. Was it?
No, I started P5 or
P5. Who was it? Who
no,
finished?
P4. Sorry.
Okay, P4. We had a bit of a up and down race, I think, was it? And
Yeah.
ultimately you managed to get a podium in the end. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you.
How did you feel about the race today?
Yeah, I was struggling with tire warm up, basically. So, yeah, the initial start was good. But then after the first safety car, I was weaving the car like crazy, and the tires will stay in the blue side, which means they are cold, the front tires. And the first safety car, I didn't judge properly the braking. I actually broke very early, but I still locked up somehow. So yeah, and went in the back of the Red Bull, and yeah, broke my front.
Oh, we saw. I think on one of the last safety cars. I think it was 5. Yeah, you broke a lot earlier.
Yeah, I broke my front wing on the first safety car, and then I had to pit for softs. Sorry, for new wets.
But they weren't new wets, were they? They were used wets because you only have one set of wets.
No.
Oh, no, they were. Okay, I didn't know.
No, I had 2 fresh sets of wets because I did the whole quali on one set.
Smart thinking. Smart thinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Q1, Q2, Q3 on one set. And yeah, and then second safety car again. I was struggling for tire warm up, but this time I locked up a bit early, and I could see KB was braking very late, and I knew that he will get me at some point after the safety car. Which in the last one he did, but at least I managed to keep up the pace and yeah,
got a podium.
Take the pit back.
Yep, got the extra position starting in P4. I noticed you having a bit of a lonely race. By the way, thank you for sharing your telemetry because that's how I got the tire data.
Okay, no problem.
I couldn't get the tire data from obviously the leaders because Barrett, by the way, gosh. And that explains the reason why your tires were pretty good.
Yeah, 40.
Good
40% at the end.
Good work. Sticking with it. And some nice battles. So, yeah, congratulations on your P3.
Thank you, mate.
Okay, so next down the order, I believe it is KB. Correct?
Hello.
KB, was there the different names in the chat, KB? By the way, are you happy that you took Mr. Rum's advice to go on the Inters during qualifying?
How
was your race, mate? How was your race?
I mean, it was good. That 3-second penalty probably shouldn't be there because I was like too wide when I got it, and I sort of got pushed off track. But we go with it. But lap 1, I just want to say, if you see a virtual safety car, you need to slow down because the carnage that was caused there was just ridiculous. And people lost their front wings, and I was included in that. But yeah, if you see a virtual safety car, just slow down a bit.
I think that the game should actually probably at a point. It doesn't happen. It happens in all leagues too, by the way. The game at a point should just basically AI safety car and just do it happens. That's why
Yeah,
they don't let you to formation do the formation on the grid because nobody would do that properly. And obviously in the pit lane as well, running over.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bit ridiculous. But yeah, apart from that, I had a good race. Some nice overtakes, some good battles, and lots of safety cars, which wasn't the best for me. But yeah.
You had 2
Could
pit
I ask
stops.
I was just
yeah,
going to ask before I forget. But yeah.
Oh, you go ask from. It's fine.
Sorry, I was going to say, did you find at all? Because we saw that you were starting to show off your drifting skills at Parabolica a few laps in a row. Was that something where the setup was low rear wing to get a better, run down the straight, or was that just for wet conditions?
No, that was just for style to give you guys some
Oh,
entertainment.
content.
No, I'm joking. I don't know what that was. Could have been set up. Could have been just me too much on the loud pedal. Like you were saying. I think that was probably it. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you hanging out in the chat as well, giving us that information.
Yes, I am gonna go and order a CSLDD.
Why?
Yeah, I wish.
That was KB.
Get that pre-order.
So congratulate. So KB, Alpine driver, right? P4, you finished. From
Yes.
P10. Good drive to survive. Go on Netflix.
Alright, thank you guys.
Have a good one. So last but definitely not least, with the performance on that last lap, Misty finishing P5 for the McLaren team. That was a crazy one at the end.
Oh yeah. It was.
What were your thoughts?
So going into the last turn right there. Oh my goodness me, that Mercedes completely took me off focus. Tried to do as much as I can to do my maneuvering, because when it comes to maneuvers in the wet, usually I'm quite good at it, but not all the time. But looks like luck did give me. I just gave myself some luck just going through there. At the very least, I didn't think I was going to finish P5 with the 3-second time penalty I had. After the penalty, I knew I was pushing hard, but I just need to be off the limits, of course. That's what I was telling myself. I was speaking to my teammate throughout the race on the radio.
Yeah, speaking of which,
Yeah.
with the teammate, we were noticing that you guys were hanging out quite a bit on the track, and it seemed like it were ahead, but your teammate didn't have any penalties. Wondering, like, if you were going to do a switcher or something. Real there.
So we were talking about that, and I was like, if you need to overtake, go for it. But if I'm faster, let me go ahead. And that's what we agreed on.
Okay.
That's what happens.
Yeah, because the penalties were the big difference there. But he obviously had that massive crash on the last quarter. We didn't catch it on the stream because there's so much going on. But yeah.
Yeah, he was knocked down a few places just for no reason. He did avoid the maneuver that was made by the Mercedes, because he was kind of in the mix of that as well as myself. I'm not sure what happened to him. Maybe I can speak to the FIA after the race about his position, but yeah. Other than that, it was alright. Qualifying, I didn't even know about the tactic of using one tyre for quali. I used both sets.
Yeah, we
Oh,
didn't know
dear.
either, mate. It was all new to us.
Yeah. Any other questions for me?
No, good job, good racing. I mean, I think there was a few little desync issues, as we all expect. Hopefully not only the drivers like yourself. But good points, good hurl of points, and be happy with that. I mean, without that penalty, you could have even been on the podium. But it is what it is.
That's very true. Yeah, it was even my first Q3 appearance today as well. I've never been in Q3 in any league. It's
Wow.
just amazing to be in there.
Good on you then. Absolutely good on you. And the highest position you've ever finished in a race, this would probably be it, right? P5?
It was my best finish is P3.
Okay.
I did almost win one, but I'd spun. It was at Spa.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Oh well.
But it shows improvement, and it shows that you can deal in these tricky conditions. Full wet race, and it took a lot of concentration. 5 safety cars.
Oh god, the safety cars did save me.
But it's tricky in the safety cars, as you guys know, because as you heard, just maintaining the gap, safety car or catching the safety car and all that requires a lot of work. Hanging out behind the safety car, as the green flag conditions go, you hit the loud pedal and hope that the car doesn't spin. Yeah, missed right with that one. McLaren team are for sure.
100%. Thank you very much for having me. It's just great, even though normally you guys would go and interview podium sitters, but it's a great opportunity to go and get an interview, even though I'm not on the podium. It's just,
Yeah, mate. No, I'm open to everything. You know, with most leagues and stuff that have suspended their races. Yeah, I got plenty of free time. Free time.
Yeah. Have a nice night. All right.
Have a good one. You've deserved it with that finish today.
Yeah, thank
It
you
was
very
a tricky
much.
race.
All
All right.
So, yep.
See you soon.
Thank you, and thank you. Like you're myself, flowing in last minute. Here, Italy, umbrellas. Umbrella. Oh, but yeah, don't want to speak about umbrella actually, because I must got hit by lightning yesterday. Closest I've ever.
That's why you get a wooden one.
Mate, the tree exploded next to me and shredded my umbrella.
Ah.
So yeah, that's close. Anyway, this has been a bit of a lightning race for some of the drivers. Not Lorenzo, unfortunately. And it's leading champion. Italy, I don't think he likes his pineapple and his pizza. Very will be tearing out that Italy stamp in his passport as well. But certainly has the pace overall. Bring it, but it gives everybody else an opportunity for a whole points.
Yeah, and once again a Monza where we see an AlphaTauri on the podium, and not P1 this time, but it was an interesting race nonetheless, and hopefully we've got more of those to come.
Cool. So thank you very much, Ron. Thank drivers, and thank you to the NE Store. Yeah, and I was sure to be busy with some of those things after. Find out all about that Discord, YouTube, website, and Instagram is all there for social media. The stream is rewatchable for sure. As soon as I hit that end stream button, which I will be doing second now, then you can. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care. Stay safe. Good night.